everyone, welcome back. So we've had the boys now for 9-ish months, a little more than that. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than that. We were told that they weren't broke to ride, or they at least weren't ridden by their previous owner, and so to me that they're not broke. And after seeing how they work, their calmness and all of that, I was really excited to get the saddle on because I think they're going to be the perfect trail riding horses. So today I put the saddle on Riley for the very first time, and I'll do Charlie next. He took it like a champ. As I was putting it on, he basically fell asleep like he does when we're harnessing. So he doesn't seem at all bothered, even with the tightness. So when he has the harness on, they have a belly band, but it is just sitting there nice and loose. You can easily put your hand through and all that. But with the saddle, this is nice and tight because it has to hold the saddle on. And so that's really the only thing that's different. And the other thing will be I'll be sitting on him at some point, maybe even today, depending on how he does for our little walk. Yeah, I just want to take him for a walk, see what he thinks moving around with the tightness. And this is my leather saddle, so it's a little noisy. So we'll just see what he thinks of it. This is how he normally leads. He likes to stay a little further back, so he doesn't seem to care. He doesn't seem too bothered by it. Good boy. Now you process. Well, that went pretty well. He doesn't seem to care about it at all. Flies are bothering him. And so, if you guys have been watching for like over a year, you may remember I trained Jenny and Mable to ride early last spring as well, but I used a round pen for them, and that was mainly because I wanted to train them to halter cues and to ride without the bit or the blinders. I'm not doing that with the boys, which is why I just decided to see how they do with the saddle and just take them for a little walk. When I do decide to ride him, it will be with the bridle on, and maybe eventually I'll be able to take it off and just do the halter, but if not, the bridle works fine. I'm no riding expert, like, at all. He's a good horse, which is, if he's never had a saddle on before, he's taking it really well. Where was I going with this? This process for training isn't going to take long as he stays calm like he has been. I won't be training leg cues, neck rein, all of that, because I don't really know how to use those. And with the drafts, there's really no point in training them to that. You're basically just driving them from the back. There's no point in adding the extra legs or the neck rein or any of that stuff. So training the drafts is pretty easy. Okay. So now I'm gonna see if he'll let me just sit on him, see what he thinks of that. I said he will probably be ridden with the blinders, but I still want him to know what is going on. So I want him to know that when it's this setup, it means that I'll be sitting on his back, even though he won't be able to see me up there. I'll place a little bit better, buddy. There you go. Good boy. Want to smell the bench? Not everybody likes the bench. I remember Jenny was terrified of the bench. Okay. Good boy. You can see his eyes got really big there. I've never made myself look taller than him, and so he could think I'm becoming a bigger horse. I'm gonna chase him away, and so he's just not used, like especially if I come up to this one, he's not used to having me all the way up here. Usually I'm down there and I'm about like level here, but now all of a sudden I'm bigger and taller than he is, so he's gonna be a little bit nervous with that. It's okay. Good boy. I'm moving this around just to make sure he's all good with that. Hey, good boy. And the eyes don't surprise me. Anytime we bring something new to him or try something different, he gets a little bit nervous, which is why I'm just taking the slow steps, putting my foot in the stirrup, pushing down on it just so he gets used to it. And I want to know, I would prefer know with just my foot in the stirrup if he's going to have a freak out session instead of when I get on. So. Good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah. And another reason I'm going quickly with him through this. Oh, there. See, now he's falling asleep. So it takes him a couple minutes to get used to something new, and then he basically falls asleep. Guys, he's never been like a kicky horse. Even when he's running around in the pasture, he doesn't buck very much. He doesn't. So I wasn't really concerned, because that's something that could happen with the tightness. Anything, he could start bucking, rearing, because it's uncomfortable. But I've never seen him do any of that, so I'm not too concerned. You want to go on? I think you're going to be fine with it. Boy. Good boy. Good boy. You see me? Hi. Oh, good boy. Are his eyes big? I can't tell very much. Well, that went pretty well. Good boy. He didn't move. He didn't move a little teeny tiny smidge. Good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah. First time with the saddle on, as far as I know. This is the very first time he's had a saddle and person sit on him. I'd say he's doing pretty good. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Let me get off now, okay? Good job. It's nice, Izzy. I think you're gonna like this. I'm gonna do lots of trail rides. Riley loves to be in the forest, so I think he's going to enjoy rides like this. You're a good boy. I get on one more time? Good boy. You're a good boy. He's such a good boy. Casey, get. And so, if he was, while I was just moving the saddle around from my bench, if he was moving around, twisting, going side to side, I never would have gotten on. I would have just spent more time walking around with the saddle, letting him stand here and get used to it. But because he was so calm, I decided to get on. You're a good boy. I think this is a pretty good first session for Riley in the saddle. So I think I'm gonna leave this on while I do Charlie, just more time to get more used to it. Good boy, and get off again. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Saddle looks so nice on him. My Mable. So now we're with Charlie. So a couple days ago, I had put the saddle pad that's currently on Riley on both of them just to see what they thought. They couldn't have cared less about it. And so this is a different one. I'm still just gonna let him smell it. He doesn't seem to care. So I'll put it on. So for him, I'm using my black synthetic saddle. It's very lightweight. This is the first saddle I got. Dad and Mom bought it for me for my birthday 2 years ago. And it was the perfect first saddle. Light, easy for me to get on, especially with the tall horses. But then Dad ended up buying the saddle that Riley currently has. But I started using it and kind of fell in love with it, so I bought it off Dad. Luckily, he found another saddle that is perfect for him. And so when he rides, he uses that one, and I usually use the one that Riley has. But for training, especially this guy, because of his height, I prefer use the one that's easy for me to get onto his back. Whereas the leather one is pretty heavy, and even getting it on Riley, it takes some force. And because it's the first time I'm putting it on, I want this to just be an easy, good experience. I just want it up and on. Eventually, chances are when I ride him, it'll most likely be in the saddle Riley's wearing. Want to smell it again? So he smelled it. His eyes relaxed a little bit. He's getting attacked by bugs.
Good boy. Good boy. First deer fly of the year. Only about 2 months early.
Can I put it on?
Good.
Good boy. He doesn't seem to care either. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. The saddle. I think he's gonna be fun to ride. When we're out on the cart and they're at a trot, he is a really, really nice one. And so I'm really excited to get moving with him on his back with some speed. Because I love speed when I'm riding as much as I love just the calm, steady walking. I also really like to go fast. Sounds like Jenny? Jenny was probably the last one to leave. It's gonna smell like Jenny. Hey, it's perfect. Good boy. And so, if he was at all nervous and backing off when I brought the saddle over to him, I probably wouldn't have put it on. That I probably would have just left it next to him, maybe put it there for a day or two, let him smell it, let him realize it's not something to be scared of, and then throw it on. But you know, he smelt it, he was a bit nervous, but then he calmed right down, so I put it on. So again, him as well, as far as I know, he's never had something tight around his stomach like this. And I'm not gonna try and explain like what I'm doing, the parts of the saddle or anything like that. If you want to know about that, go watch someone who really knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to riding horses. I know about where the saddle's supposed to be so that my horse is comfortable. Same with the tightness. And I tighten it as much as I think is good, and my horses always seem comfortable. So, but if you want to really know how to ride or how to saddle and all that, please go watch someone who really knows what they're doing. But getting more of a reaction from him compared to Riley. So I'm just going slowly. I don't want to be like it's all loose and then all of a sudden it's as tight as it has to be. I'm going to make it a slow transition so that he gets used to it. Because I don't want him to, the first session, I don't want him to hate the saddle. I want him to like it and know that it's fun. And that when this is put on, we go on fun rides and stuff like that. He likes to do his processing on the green gate. Take him for a little walk and see what he thinks. If you look over to Riley right now, he's asleep. So the saddle is definitely not bothering him. And his eyes are all nice and relaxed again. So. He seems to be doing pretty good with it. Good boy. He's more watching everything else that's going around and doesn't seem to care about the saddle. a good boy. And so, you guys saw while we were saddling that he stayed perfectly still. And like I said, as far as I know, he's never had one of these put on him. When we first harnessed him though, he wouldn't stop moving around. He was dancing, moving, he just wouldn't stop. And so from that to this is pretty good. He's learning to trust us, obviously. He just let me put this thing on him. It's come a long way, trusting us more and more. Like I say, if this was like the first month we had them, like with the harnessing, he probably wouldn't have let me put that on. He probably would have been dancing and moving around everywhere like the harness. Riley was fine the first time we put the harness on. But yeah, no, this guy was pretty dancy, and now he stands perfectly still. And he did really good for this. Okay, Charlie's here at the bench. You can pull. I put the bench over here. Good. I'm gonna stand on the bench. Oh, this is nice. I can see his back. I usually can't see his back. And I go up on the bench. Good boy. You move this around? I see your face very well. There's eyes and feet. Can't really tell. It feels weird, doesn't it? Oh. You're so tall. I'm getting my foot up there. Get it back up a little bit. Oh, that was too much. You're a good boy. I know, it feels different. Yeah. Good boy. So again, like Riley, he isn't moving around at all. So I just have to tighten this up a little bit. And so now with these boys, either they really trust me in allowing me to put this new thing on their back, sit on their back, and have a tight thing around their stomach, or they have had a saddle on before. Who knows? How'd you move? Oh, this might actually be better. Good boy. Open my foot in here. And now I can't see your face. Hi. Good? Ready, bud? Can I get on? I'm gonna sit on you, okay? Hey. Hi. Hi. Good boy. Good boy. Hi. He's just kicking back there because of the flies. It's not because of me. Good boy.
He's got a horsefly bug in him.
Oh, okay.
Only his eye opened a little bit when he first went on, and right back to normal as soon as you. So
good boy.
He's fine.
I know the flies are annoying. Both of these guys have done better than the girls did. I'll get it for you.
Easy, bud. Whoa.
Got it? Go.
Good boy. Good boy.
You're such a good boy. So tall. So, Sally would be the tallest horse I've been on, and he's just a smidge, like a smidge taller than she is. So, you're a good boy. Hey. These two boys are just awesome. Just awesome. Especially Charlie, for only being 9. He's a pretty remarkable horse. I'm gonna get off now, okay? Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. I'm gonna get on one more time and then we're done. Good boy.
Yeah.
He's a lot smaller than Sally is. I think these two boys are gonna make good riding horses for the trails and stuff. Hey, no, no, no. Good boy. I'm gonna get off. Can I get off? Yeah. Ow. Sorry, Riley. And I also think these two boys are gonna be perfect for more beginner people. Like, I'm not saying I'm an experienced anything in horses. We've only been doing it for a little more than 2.5 years. But I am more comfortable compared to some other people, like my mom, cousins, family, even my 2 brothers. But I think these two, especially Riley, will be perfect for those kinds of people. And Dad thinks that he'll be riding Riley most of the time, just for his calmness. Dad's tried riding Sally a few times, but she just likes to go, go, go. And Dad hasn't learned how to ride at a faster pace, so it's uncomfortable. But it's uncomfortable for his back. But with Riley, he's a pretty chill horse and should be perfect for Dad. And good boy. This is the first good training session for both of them, and that is also the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. I'm gonna get these saddles off because the rain is coming.